Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring new to me, Cle De Peau. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. I recently picked up one eye, one cheek, and one lip from Cle De Peau. I usually do that with Chanel. Let me know what other brands you'd like me to do that with. It just happens though that I have one cheek, one lip, and one eye, one cheek, one lip from Cle De Peau that I need to try out. Actually, I have another blush I need to try out from them as well. I've been trying more of their makeup and have been so impressed, so please let me know what else you would like to see, but let's go ahead and get started. I haven't used this for a while, but it was my favorite of last year. It's the Cle De Peau Radiant Fluid Foundation Matte. It's got SPF 20. I don't rely on it for sunscreen. And I have it in 030 or medium ochre. This is a little bit light for me, so just knowing that it was light, I just applied it right here. I didn't even attempt to go onto my forehead because I knew that was going to be an issue. So I just powdered and bronzed to kind of bring it back together. And I didn't extend the foundation out either, again, knowing I was going to bronze. So that's another way I incorporate foundations that are a little bit too light for me. I just focus it in some strategic spots. I did have a recommendation to take it down your neck, but if you've been here before, I do not apply foundation to my neck. I'm not comfortable with foundation on my neck, so I don't do that. But if you don't mind foundation on your neck, I think that's a great suggestion. Yeah, the most I'll do is like bronze on my neck if it's a deeper shade, but I don't typically put foundation on my neck. Plus, I don't like to get foundation on my clothing. That's another thing. I feel like it rubs off, so I just try and keep it right here. Let's go in with the eyeshadow palette. It's so pretty. Let me go put it in the case because I still have it in the plastic. But I do have a case for the eyeshadow, but let me go get it. So this is the case, and I have one in here already. I have the something Satin Moon, I think, in here, which is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I'm just gonna remove it like this, and it doesn't take that much work. You just have to pop this out. There's just a little ledge here that I'm gonna pull on, and it just pops it out. So it comes out pretty easily. And then I'm just gonna pop 311 in here. It is easy to interchange these, unlike there was another product that came out recently where it was not really easy to change out. But this is definitely something, I feel like you just need one case for this, unless you travel with a lot of palettes. And then I feel like the one that I'm not using, I can put back in the plastic container like this, just to keep it safe. This is an interesting palette. So I swatched it before this, and this one doesn't have like a crease color per se, so I'm gonna go in with this shade all over the lid. I'm so excited about this color though. I think it's so pretty. Go in with the gray. This might be deep, like I'm looking at it, looks pretty deep. Okay, wait, I changed my mind, hold on. Let's go in with this champagne color first. Let's do that, because I'm just thinking that gray might be too much right now. So let's go in with this, and then you can see the color as well. So it's a beautiful like white gold kind of shade. Has a lot of coolness to it. So what I think we'll do then is we'll take the gray shade and kind of bring that up into the crease. Let's see if we can do a whole look without pulling for another palette. Yeah, that's my only thing about this. I've looked at this a few times, but I just couldn't figure out how to really do a whole eye with this palette. But let's go in with the gray now. This shade, I'm gonna go on the outer corner here, and then we'll kind of integrate that into the crease. Okay, it's not as pigmented as I thought. Really beautiful gray tone though. I'm gonna bring that into the crease as well. Just really lightly. Okay, I think think that'll actually work. Now there seems to be a little bit more shimmer in that first shade. So not distracting in terms of the shimmer, but definitely not completely even particles either. Yeah, it has the same level of shimmer as, say, Satin Moon. Okay, I'm gonna take the gray shade and go under the eye as well. Actually, let's take the other shade, the like white gold shade that I'm calling it. We're gonna go under the eye as well, but more towards this end to this end. Not this end to this end, but from here to here, from here to the middle. Okay, now this is a color I'm excited about. This one, it's like a greenish teal color. I think it's so pretty. So I'm just gonna use my clean hands here and then just focus that right here. So I'm going to take Chantecaille Black Forest and I'm going to line right above the lash line. So I'm going to go down just slightly. Just gonna blend that in. Okay, I think I'm going to tight line with Slate because that's a gray tone. Of course, I'm gonna finish this other eye mascara and we'll be back and take a look. I might adjust the exterior. We'll see how it goes once I get mascara on, and then we'll do blush and lip. Okay, now time for blush, and I have a couple of new blushes, but I thought this one might go really well with the lip as well. So I have 101 here, and I still have yet to actually purchase a case for the blush. I do need one though, because now I have 3. Yeah, I was really impressed with the first one that I used that I wanted to try. I'll eventually get them all, but I did want to pick up a couple more. So let's go in. Now this one is a little bit shimmery here. The lighter one, it has some individual particles. So I'm gonna start here on my cheek and see how far I can bring this up. The last one though, the glow on that was so pretty. It made my skin look smoother. So we'll see how this looks. It's a little less vibrant than that first one. Okay, yeah, so this one definitely has individual particles. So what I'm gonna do, since I know I can't bring it all the way up. Oh, okay, I just dropped. I'm gonna have to use this one a little differently. So I'm gonna take the deeper shade now, because that one is more consistent in terms of its sheen. I'm gonna take that all the way. Well, let's start here. And we're gonna go out like this. Yeah, you can see, or I can see the individual particles from that first shade. So it's a cooler pink. So this shade I can bring all the way up to the front. I'm gonna go in and just powder this a little bit. There's a little bit of shimmer that made it to the front there. I swept that a little too hard and I disturbed my makeup, so I'm just gonna go in with the concealer really quickly. Integrate that in here. Now this concealer is something I can go over powder with without a problem. Just powder, and then another powder. Go back in with the deeper shade here, this one. So this is the color. It's more muted for sure. Yeah, that is definitely one you can pull up in the front if you have texture, or if you have texture here, then this is one that will work well. Still seeing some of those particles though from that first try with the lighter shade. Let's go ahead and take the lighter shade now. I'm gonna use it more as a topper. Yeah, if you like those little particles, you like this, but if you don't like those, then I would just use the other side. I'm just taking the blur powder here. Then I forgot I need to put concealer right here to fix that. I think that's a beautiful neutral blush, but I do prefer the side with not as much shimmer in it, the deeper shade. This is the shade Silk Thread, and I've seen this many times before and wanted to pick it up. In fact, I think I've tried to pick it up before, but it was out of stock. So I'm excited for this because I feel like it goes really well with the blush. Here's the blush shade. Ooh, and this is a case where anything with a little cool is gonna look more cool on me. This is their lipstick formula, so it's very, very hydrating. In fact, I forgot I was going to exfoliate because my lips are a little bit dehydrated. So I just went in directly and applied really smoothly. I thought a beautiful fragrance I could pair with this is one that I picked up recently. It is the You or Someone Like You. And I picked this up because I had been sent those lovely samples by Twisted Lily, and I had them send me one, but I also purchased at least one. I have a couple more I'd like to purchase. This is such a pretty one though. It's very light. A little bit of citrus. I feel like, let me see if I can find the notes. So if you like really gentle perfumes, this one's really gentle. It's funny, I'm looking on their website. It says, for main notes, the raw materials are completely irrelevant. The work is the work. If you need to know what it's made of, don't wear it. It's not for you. And that's a quote by Chandler Burr, which I think is kind of funny because I've had a hard time actually finding notes to describe this. But let me see, let me find another site. Top notes of mint, grapefruit, bergamot, and anise. And I do smell more of the grapefruit and the mint than anything else. Middle notes are green notes, cassis, rose. So yes, green notes are very clear here. Base note is white musk. I do pick up more of the grapefruit and mint and the bergamot more than anything else. And then some of that green in the middle there. Very little of the base note though. Just such a pretty, fresh, light scent. I've been loving wearing this during the daytime. Just a really clean, fresh smelling scent. And that's it for the look. I love this palette. I think it's so pretty. I feel like though maybe a crease color would be nice in here, or pulling in something like the Satin Moon palette. I just had it, this one. Might be really nice to pull this in for a crease color if you'd like that, but I think it did really well. So if you want something more ethereal, I think this combination is beautiful. That teal is really pretty. It goes on gently, so if you are hesitant of intense color, you can definitely sheer this out. I actually went quite sheer with it on top of the combination of this white gold and gray color. I didn't use the white. Let's see, should we use that? Let's put that in the inner corner. But again, with these Cle De Peau shadows, they're not completely satin. There's some level of intermittent shimmer in there, so you have to be okay with that. But I think that their color combinations are so pretty. That's a very frosty color. Reminds me a lot actually of winter. Yeah, really unique palette though. I'm most excited though about this color. And I thought that Black Forest by Chantecaille went really well, as well as tight lining with something great like slate. The blush, I liked this for really neutral blush shade. Not too cool, nothing warm really about it, but it's also not super cool either. Not as vibrant as the first one that I tried, but a really beautiful blush that I think will go with almost anything. I probably would pass this though, using it just because of the intermittent sparkle in there. It's not really sparkly, but I usually avoid things like that that have visible particles of shimmer in there. So that's the only reason. Otherwise, the color actually was quite cool on me when it doesn't look that cool here. But I do really like this shade. So yeah, I don't know if I would purchase this just for this color. But if you're looking for this color and you're looking for this finish, because I think the finish is beautiful. It's got, again, that Cle De Peau glow that the other blush had to it, then I would pick it up. And then the lip. Where'd the lip go? The lip. It's cooler than what I normally wear, but I think it really paired well with this because I think this can be a little bit tricky to work with that color. If it wasn't for the gray, I probably would have gone warmer because of the teal. But because it had that gray and that white gold anchoring everything, I feel like I wanted to go cooler on the lip and the blush. But it's a beautiful formula and I think the shade is really pretty. But that is it for this Get Ready With Me. Let me know what you would like to see from Cle De Peau, other items. I do have another blush I need to be testing out. I'm looking at their quads like this, and there weren't any other ones I really wanted to try, but they have the ones that just have 2 colors in them. So I'm looking at a couple of those, of course, just neutral shades, but let me know what you would like to see. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.